Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Friday afternoon session. I'm coming back on to finish up a couple of donations and all the free readings from this morning's session. I didn't get to any of the free readings, but I've returned to complete all those. You'll notice there's no chat. I'm not taking any new requests for this session, but I'll be back. Let's see, it's almost about 3 hours, a little over 3 hours from now to have an evening session. I'm back tonight and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So if you want to join me then for additional questions, then that will be the perfect place to do that. All right. So we are live. It looks good. So like I said, I do have a couple of donations to finish up. So thank you for all of your guys' patience in getting to your readings. I am so grateful for all the donations and all the thumbs up and the likes. So if you guys are enjoying your free readings, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and I'm very appreciative of that as well. All right, we're going to continue using for the donations. I'm going to use this Nicoletta Cecily Tarot. And then when we get to the free readings, I'll show you the two decks that we're using for those. But up first, we got Swaroop Bobby. Now, Swaroop, you also had a free question, I believe, regarding CH's current feelings for you. So what I'm going to do your donation, and then right after, I'm going to do your free, so you don't have to search for it, just for the ease of use. For you, I'm going to do it that way. And then Infinity, also for you, you're next. You also have a free reading, so I'll do that for both of you, and then we'll begin all the other free readings. All right. So Swaroop, thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that. And you want to have love message cards, a message from Manny. All right, so let's take a look here and see what Manny, with their higher self, would want you to know on messages from them. All right, let's take a look here. So messages from Manny. Okay, I don't want that one. That one's kind of a hidden one that came with it. All right, let's see what else. Okay, thought there was one more. All right, so bottom of the deck, you do have the, this is the King of Cups coming in here. And this is interesting because the King of Cups is one of my cards of like these feelings of compatibility. They roll over the cups, but all the kings are given a second portion of mind. So it's a great balance between head and heart where they can communicate their feelings, but they're not overly emotional, where they're emotionally unstable, right? And they're not so much in their head that they don't know what an emotion is. It's this beautiful compatibility energy that comes in here. So I feel like they're saying, like, they do see that way. So I like that. And then let's see what else we have here that came forward here. So you do have temperance and balance coming in here. They're very patient, very slow in acting, right? You're like, no kidding. but it is the temperance. It is this alchemy going back and forth and back and forth. And means there is, because it's two cups, that means emotions are transforming and going back and forth, but it just takes time for it. Each time a little bit more magic happens. And eventually this base metal of this alchemy that they have in the cups, as they're pouring it, the magic happens. And then eventually, when they do it, it's poof, it turns to gold. So I feel like it's, just this message of be patient with me. I'm working through my own fears. I'm working through my own stuff. And it's going to be a while for me to act on this the way I would want to, the way my heart would want to do it. It's going to take time for me to step up and do that. Yeah. Because you have the World card, which is the ending of major cycles, the beginning of this new adventure. And so there's this energy here of not wanting to be caged. And it's not like this energy of you are trying to cage me, stop. It's this in here that they have that tries to cage them, that tries to, have this way of looking at things, the supposed to be, the should be's, the need to be's, and all those that come in, right? And so it feels like they've got a lot of fear of being trapped, restricted, and it's really the fear of failure, the feel of disappointment, of fear of rejection. If I can't live up to all these long list of supposed tos that are in my head that I think you want, then I'm going to try to avoid this. And this is their fear. This is what's taking them time to work out all these things in their head. Let's see what these other ones were too here. Yeah, because they've got this this two of wands, which is, they have very reflective energy about where they're investing their energy. Two of wands tells us that it is about making plans in a way of like, I have to know where I'm going. I'm kind of thinking about where I want to go, but then I get scared and I don't act on it. It's a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, but a very little action that I feel is coming in with this card here. And we do have this Queen of Cups here, which does show us that, she rolls over the cups with the King of Cups, but she gets a second portion of cups, which makes her very empathetic, but very in tune with her emotions. And that's what comes in here is their emotions want to be heard, want to, have action taken, but their mind is what is holding them back here. Yeah. And we got the Lovers card. So we do have, the Lovers card coming in, which, does say that this is what their heart wants. This is what their heart is attracted to. But, this Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck talks all about expectations equal disappointment. And that's really what they fear a lot, coming in with that. So, you know, it's like timing, temperance, patience. It's going to take a while for them to work through these fears of disappointment, which means that when they were growing up, they had a lot of things, maybe even from like feminine um, energies or different energies of major disappointment of that you're not living up to something, you're failing, you're not being who you need to be. And so they have this instilled fear that they just don't want to experience that and have that happen again. So that's what's coming through on Manny there for you, Swaroop. And then CH, let's take a look and see what their current feelings are here for you. This is your free reading. And so for those, we're using, and this is for everyone with the free readings, we're using a card from the craft cards, which is a kind of a altered color of the standard Rider Waite. And then we're also using the black cards, the black tarot, which will represent like the underlying shadow. So it's like we're getting a message from spirit and one from our shadow. So let's see what they want you to know here about CH's current feelings. Yeah. So they do have the Hanged Man coming in here from the shadow, which they're letting you know. Yeah, there's this pausing, this temporariness that's happening. And, they're going through a transformation. They're looking at things from a different perspective. And the Page of Pentacles does speak of a new opportunity that's coming forward. Um, you know, and so there is this, um, focus on a little bit. I know you get all these patience cards, right? But it is. I mean, the Hanged Man is like if you cut out a butterfly out of its cocoon too early, it can't fly. And so you don't want to rush it, but there's this, the time is coming. Whenever you get the Hanged Man, it is patience and time. But when you get the Page of Pentacles or some sort of fruition or movement card, that shows that the um, action, the wait is almost over, and that there's a new opportunity that will open up here regarding them. So I feel like they are transforming, going through a lot themselves. And so there's going to be a new way of them looking at themselves. And because of that, they'll look at a situation differently. But it feels like they still need to complete this transformation before new feelings are revealed. Because if old feelings are there and old ways that, and this is like if they're focused on their lower vibration and how they always did things before, we're going to get what we've always gotten. But they're going through this transformation. So if you cut them out early, you're just going to end up with what you had before and a mess because it's an incomplete butterfly. Blech. But if you wait, then there could be an opportunity and they are having transformation. They're not showing me like what that ends up looking like, but I almost feel like because it won't matter, by that time you will have transformed. You'll be not concerned about it, is kind of what I feel, because it just feels like I don't have an interest in knowing how they're feeling and what's going on with them. So you've either changed where you're not interested, or they've changed and they've gone somewhere else, or someone else has come into your life. It doesn't feel like it matters to you at that point. So I like that for you. Right. So hopefully that helps, Swaroop. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Infinity, thank you for your additional donation and all your other donations today. I really appreciate those. So let's take a look here. You want to know, is your move going to work out? Your funding be approved in time for you to find a new place in your area. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Let's see what we have with these here. All right. Well, it feels like with whatever happens, you've got the 10 of cups on the bottom, which is like joy and happiness coming in here. So I do feel like that's a positive card to be on the bottom of the deck here. You have the 2 of cups. 2 of cups is the power of emotional choice. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, you have the King of Wands coming in here as well. And let's see what these other 2 cards are here. Yeah, and you got the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. So all of this combination of cards tells me is that you know the sorry, I have to crack my back. You ever get like that tightness in your back of your shoulder? Ah, there we go. So releasing of stress. And that's what I felt coming in. It's like, so there's this relief of, the 5 of Swords is the battling between the head and the heart, the inner conflict. The 10 of Wands is burden and spending a lot of energy on going back and forth between what we want and our fears and our want and our fears. And that's what this King of Wands and the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is the power of emotional choice. The King of Wands is realizing they take a hold of their power and they decide what they want. They put energy forward and focusing on what they want and not what they are fearing, not what they're wanting, but not getting, not what they hate or, like I said, all that fear, because they know that that just expands those things. And so there is this, you can find a place, but it has to do so much with, instead of focusing on, I want, because if we focus on I want, then we tell the universe I enjoy wanting, but not having, right? If I focus on what I'm missing, then I tell the universe I enjoy missing things that'll push things further away. Focus on what I hate, I draw more of it. I focus on what I fear. If I fear something will leave my life, I repel it. If I fear something will or will not come to my life, I repel it or draw it in, right? So when we start changing our energy to gratitude and really focus it, that's where I feel like this focusing on joy, celebration, knowing that whatever unfolds is perfect for you. And when we take away the story and the stress around what if I don't, and we just start focusing on gratitude that I always have everything I need in each moment. I can trust you. I'm looking for your guidance. I'd like to have a home and approval here. If it doesn't, then I know, that it's in my highest and I trust you. And you just have gratitude for the proficiency that things are being provided for you, that, um, you know, the higher vibrational energies around those things. Then you can, I just really feel here. this 10 of cups says there's great possibilities, but it does require, if you want it to be before, um, you know, the funding needs to be improved in time, then it's about changing your energy. Otherwise, you're pushing it further away, and it's your energy that slows it down. It's our energy, that slows things down. Just, as a general thing for everyone of us. It's not just you. It's all of us. It slows that energy down. And so I just need to move my chair up here a little bit. There we go. So there is this, yeah, the struggle and the movement, right, comes from within us, not from the outside world. And so, when we start to get stressed about trying to control things outside of our control, that's when we, right? But when we're like, you know what? I'm going to do the best that I can. And Spirit, let me know if there's anything I can do, but I'm grateful that you're going to open up a place for me, the perfect place. And if it doesn't come through in time for here, there's going to be something else that's in alignment for you too. That, there's no right or wrong, just different experiences. And it's just the judgment and the stories we put to circumstances that make us feel like we're suffering, right? So I like that for you. I feel like it's, um, a positive energy because it's very empowering, but it's about learning that, right? It's about, okay, I am going to, if putting notes all around you, putting a vibrating silent alarm on your phone for gratitude. And then every time you feel yourself getting anxious, go let that be an indicator. Maybe return back to gratitude. I'm feeling that way because I'm feeling out of control, trying to control something that's outside of my ability. And so I surrender it to a creator. And then I know in my life when I was learning that, I was getting ready to move from here the first time to northern Idaho to be near family for a while. And I was under so much that I had to get done in a short amount of time to sell my condo, to get everything packed up, to everything get rid of, to head off, that I was stressing out. And when I would be like, oh my God, then the creator was like, do you trust me? And I do. I actually had to think and sit there and go, I do trust you. I really do. Then everything's going to be fine, right? I'm like, yeah. And then 10 minutes later, I'd be like up again, rah! And then like, do you trust me? And then it became longer and longer in between of my freaking out sessions. And then eventually it's, very far and few between where I start freaking out about stuff of the outside world because I'm like, except lately, when with all the political stuff going on, I do. If I look at a YouTube video, oh my God, what's happening to our world? And then I'm like, and they're like, do you trust me? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I surrender this world back to you. I don't need to try to control it myself. All right. But hopefully that helps, Infinity. And thank you again for your donation. Appreciate that. And then for your free reading, you wanted to know, was the Virgo watching your online activity? So let's take a look here. We'll pull a card from each one of these here. All right. It doesn't seem like here. We've got the Eight of Cups, and then the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is about being true to one's authentic self, and the Eight of Cups is leaving behind emotions that don't serve them and moving on to something more in alignment with their dreams come true. I feel like they're very focused on their own creativity and on their own adventure, not so much on, you know, paying attention to other people. It just feels like they're very focused on this creation, whatever they're working on. And I feel like they've left behind, it's like they're kind of super focusing, leaving behind a lot of things to be able to focus on one thing going forward with that. So I don't feel like they're really like watching it. If they see it, it's because they're taking a break and they're just scrolling through everything, but they're not like stalking you or paying attention to what you're going on. I feel like they got too much going on and it's all about them right now. All right, so that's your free one there, Infinity. So many blessings to you. All right, everybody. So let me move over here. The free reading, some of them here. So get them in my purview here. Then we'll start on the free readings, and these will go a little faster because they're 2 card readings. So um, thank you guys again for all your patience, all the thumbs up too. Appreciate that. All right, so Ateshi Singh, you are up first. So does SP even care? I'm assuming about you. Let's take a look here. You know, we have the death card, which is kind of this ending and beginning, of course, rebirthing type of energy. And the 3 of Spheres, the 3 of Pentacles, which we just had the 3 of Pentacles. For someone else, which is they're really focused on themselves. They're focusing on their transformation, their transition in life. And what that tells us here with this change that's going on, one of the first things I felt is if they don't care a whole lot about themselves at this point in their life, they can't give you something they don't have for themselves. So it's not that they don't care, it's just they don't have a whole lot of care to give because they don't have a whole lot of self-love to be able to give love, self-care to give care to someone else. So, it's not personal, it's not just you, it's everything. They don't feel they can't give a whole lot to anything in their life because they don't have a whole lot to give to themselves. I do like here that they're going through a transformation. They're putting themselves first. They're really looking at what they want to create, who they want to be. It's breaking away from the, fears of letting people down, getting punished, or losing someone's support. They're like, I got to be me and I got to find out who I am and I got to step out of this fear. I've got to honor me, right? So it's they're giving what they can, which is very little. And I understand that, right? You're like, yeah, do they even care? Well, if someone gives me this much, do they really care? Well, what if that's the only food they got today and they gave you a peanut and you're like, well, thanks. But that was the only food they had for the day. We would be like, wow, wow, thank you. But if they're a chef that has endless food and they give us a peanut, we're like, "Psh, all right, I know how you feel about me, but it's not. Well, how people act towards us is how they feel about themselves. Has very little to do with how they feel about us. So hopefully that helps, Satoshi. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Kritika Malhotra, you want to know, will you get some sort of closure or even communication with Saksham? You feel like he was really important part of your school life and it's keeping you stuck to the past. Let's take a look here. you know, you got the 5 of Wands, which is drama, and the Knight of Pentacles, which is slowest moving knight out of them all. That means no. That I don't feel like you're going to get the communication that you're wanting from them. And, that's a big awareness. And this is happening for you because you're like, why am I not getting that? Well, because closure doesn't happen out here, right? The apology, the closure, the working out of things that we all desire from the outside world never is enough. It doesn't match what we're really wanting, right? Like if someone apologizes to us, we're like, well, we call that an apology, And this is just an example. Not that you're looking in for an apology, but as part of like the closure that comes in, it is this. All right, the closure that I'm seeking has to happen inside of me because my um concerns, what's keeping me stuck to the past are my thoughts and beliefs and emotions and my energy and all that. And so I'm the one keeping myself stuck and attached to the past. They aren't. And what if someone passes away? We'd be stuck forever. But no, we have the ability to go within us to question our thoughts and stories we have attached to the past, the emotions we have attached to the past, our energy we have attached to the past, and attachment to our physical actions we took. And then when we're looking at how they acted and what they did, you know, if they did things that were not of unconditional love, then it's a fear. It's either one or the other, right? And when people are in fear, they're not doing anything about us. Their inner child feels unsafe and out of control, and they're the ones that are freaking out. They're the ones. It's like someone panicking while they're drowning. What they're doing is done in panic, not done out of love. And so when someone does something out of panic, it's not personal. It's out of survival. Their survival instinct. They're in fight or flight mode. We can release the stories and the emotions we have attached to that. So all of that to say, any drama that's going inside, I can transform that energy through my own self. I don't need anything from the outside world because it really isn't going to solve it. Trust me, I've had apologies, and it's like when I was working through stuff from my childhood, and the first time I talked to one of my parents about it, they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I was a horrible parent." And I'm like, "That's not what I was looking for." And I'm like, "Yeah, they can't give me what I was looking for. I needed to become my own parent on the inside, pick up my inner child, and transform myself." The outside world is like, "No, I thought that's what I wanted to hear, but no, it wasn't." It was like, "No, I can look at that inside me." So hopefully that helps, Kritika. So hang in there. They can't give you what you need. You give yourself what you need. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Minahil, you are up. So what type of love is coming in your life? You're single currently, and Leo is your zodiac. Well, happy early birthday. If you haven't checked out the Leo season pick a card that came out this week, make sure to check that out because there's a 3-month forecast in there for Leo sun babies. So boom, boom, boom. All right. So let's take a look here. Wow. So you have the world card coming in here, which is ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures, and you have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is new passion coming into your life. I like the world card because it is the ending of an old way of how you would look at things, and it's transformative. It is this change of that the expectations, the restrictions that you've had on who someone has to be, how you have to meet or supposed to meet, and who you're supposed to be. A lot of this is falling away, and it's allowing a new spark. It is someone brand new with the ace, so it's not a kindling of someone you already know or anything like that. This is like a release and kind of pulling away this veil of how you're seeing things, what you're expecting. And so whoever this is going to be someone different. Let me say abnormal, but it's not going to be your normal, which is great. Because it's the idea of who you think the person should be really isn't for your highest. Spirit knows, and they're bringing in that individual that's perfect for you. But it is a new spark, and it comes in faster the more you release these expectations and supposed to be's and should be's as well. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Mini Heal. So many blessings to you. And then Nelia, your free reading. Any messages from your guardian angels? All right. Let's take a look here. So you got the 5 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. So the 6 of Pentacles is about balancing out of our supposed to be's, our should be's, our need to be's, and the equal giving and receiving. The 5 of Swords is this battle going on between our heart and our head. And so when we're looking at this, 6 of Pentacles, there is I probably have mentioned this before, there's this out of balance giving and receiving rate of exchange that we all develop as children because we feel like we give so much, and the important people in our life, usually our parents, are so busy trying to make a living and take care of all the siblings, maintain their generational family connections and friends and this and that, and that we don't get a whole lot back to the extent that our little child wanted it, right? And so it feels I have to give so much to deserve so little. There's this way out of balance, giving and receiving. If you check out if I haven't mentioned this before, it's in my Take 10 with Zen playlist on my main page at the top. You might have to scroll over one, but it's episode 5, which is the Six of Pentacles. And it's about, drawing in things. And it has to do because they're telling you that there's this inner conflict between your head and your heart. Your heart wants something in your head that's out of balance, that's below the surface, and our subconscious is going, no, no, you don't deserve that yet. You can't have that yet. So, they're um, bringing that to your attention so that you can release and bring it down to one instead of 1 to 1,000, which allows this force field that's up, keeping things away. Because when our little inner child goes, no, you don't deserve that, it keeps it away. Or if something comes in, it repels it out. Um, and so if you feel like this force field is there, that's something that I just feel like they want you to be aware of because it does impact our life so much. Keeps our low energy low, which means that we can only attract lower vibrational things. So we raise our self-worth, our self-love. Our energy matches things that we can, bring in things of higher energy there. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. So hopefully that helps, and many blessings to you. And then Day Sturgis, you'd like a general reading. Let's see what Spirit has here for you. We've got the King of Cups and the Page of Swords. So there's some great energy here. The Page of Swords is about clearing away some old ways of thinking and gaining clarity around what you feel a compatible partner really is. And so you're going through this period of going, all right, all these small T truths of what I thought I was, supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be with me, relationships, the whole shebang. But they're really zeroing in on about who this person is supposed to be. What does compatibility mean? What do I really need? Do I really know what I need? The older I get, I realize how my human hasn't a clue. With that spirit. They're the smart ones. They're the ones that see the whole picture. They know what is best for me and what, can unfold best for me. So I like that for you here because I feel like the releasing of these small T truths, it's stressful. And the more we let go of these small T truths and these expectations, and we actually kind of just open up more and going, Creator, I trust you. You be my matchmaker. You bring in the person that's for my highest experience in the perfect way, in the perfect timing. And it's a hard one, I know, but it's releasing and surrendering it and really cutting away all these roles that make it so difficult and stressful for us regarding love and really anything else in our lives too. When we're trying to control the outside world, we realize that we're in fear, trying to make something try to be what we think it's supposed to be instead of going with the flow of life and kind of just trying to avoid the boulders in the stream. you know and if we hit a boulder, oh well, we're in a big puffy, like one of those white water raft, that's big and cushioned. So we hit a boulder, we just bounce off of it anyway. But and it's not white water rapids, it's just a nice kind of smooth, lazy type of river we're going down, not the rapids or whatever. So I like that information coming in here for you. Hopefully that helps. Day Sturgis, that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And then Shloka Sancher. I think I have it too small. Almost have to go like that. Hello, hello. So S wants to get back. Is this a good idea or should you move on? There's no shoulds from Spirit's point of view. So we'll just ask them, is this for my highest experience to get back, or what do you want me to know about this, right? Um, we've got here the King of Cups. The King of Cups is like this compatibility, this perfect compatibility. And you also have the Page of Wands is about new passion, upgraded passion that comes in. So I there's this um individual that comes down further on down the path that is more in alignment with where you're at, just like this page is newness. And when someone wants to get back with us, and you have time to kind of I want to say experiment, that sounds bad, and it's not manipulative, but I feel like if you tell them, well, you know I don't want to get back together like that. I tell you what, if they say they've changed, like if they want to get back, "Oh, I just want to get back together with you," you're like, well, if we haven't changed, if I've changed and you haven't changed, or you changed and I haven't, or neither of us have changed, we're gonna end up doing what we've always done. It's not gonna work out. It's only gonna work if we're different. Otherwise, we're gonna keep doing what we've always did and get what we've always gotten, right? And if they say, "Oh, I have changed," you're like, "Well, show me then." 3 months hanging out, no promises, no moving in, no staying over, none of this into my life kind of stuff. Date me for 3 months. And if you can show me that you've changed consistently, then I'll evaluate it at that point. Don't worry, it's not gonna, you know, because you already, I feel like you already know their reaction. They're gonna go, "What? No way, man, 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 man." You're like, "Okay, thank you for your answer." So I'm gonna move on. Because I feel like that's what will happen. Or they'll be like, "Okay, I'll show it to you," and then it'll last a couple weeks, and you'll be like, "There's the same old behavior, same old stuff. I'm changing. I need someone who's more in alignment with who I am, not doing what they've always did and getting what they've always gotten," is the kind of energy that I feel is coming in. So hopefully that helps, Shloka. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Almighty Great Courts coming in. Sometimes you do terror on yourself. Ooh. And the guru says, don't focus on studies right now because something better is coming. So you want to know, is there something exact coming and what is it going to be like here? Let's take a look here. You've got the King of Pentacles, because they got the King of Spheres, and you got the Justice card coming in here. So I don't know. The Justice card is, the Ace of Swords balancing the scales, and the King of Pentacles equals like abundance that comes in here. And I feel like there's something good is coming because of the King of Pentacles, which does represent abundance in the outside world. But this Justice card is balancing of the higher truths and higher learning and higher wisdom with the small teachers of the human. So I'm like, you can do both. I feel like balancing, though, not like going all the when you talk about focusing on studies, if you have like um if you can go part-time, if you can, if it's like college where you, instead of taking a full load, you can take a half load. I just feel like it's important for balance that you can have both, that you don't have to freak out about like it's all or nothing. I feel like you can have a little bit of study, a little bit of higher, and then, but take the pressure off of timing, that it's like, okay, because someone's like, well, no, I got to do all this and I've got to figure it. And it's like, no, you don't. We're eternal beings. There's no rush and pressure. But if you, you know, look at trying just to enjoy both in a balanced way, I feel like is possible with that in here. So I like that. Is it A or B? It's C. It's part A, part B. That's your spirit guides. You talk to them. All right. But that's what they have for you, Great Courts. Hopefully that helps. Right. And then Mega V, you want to know, should you lend money to Bhavan? Will he return on time? So, when there's no shoulds in the spirit realm, they just look at everything as different choices with different experiences. So, what I'm going to ask is, if you lend money to Pavan, will he return it on time? I think that's going to get you your answer, what you feel that comes in here. So you have the thief card with the 7 of swords and the 8 of wands, 7 of swords, seeing that right off the bat when it's because that's the thievery deception card, that should just be your answer right there, right? No, no more. No more money or don't lend money. The 8 of wands it's a card of speed and a lot of energy, but if it was any other card besides the 7 of swords, I would be saying, well, it seems like they'll return the money fast. But with that 7 of swords, the deception is that I'm going to give it back to you fast. So I would say no to that Mega V. And the 8 of wands is like messages from spirit. I feel like you already know. No, I don't want to give this. And so I feel like those feelings are validated from spirit. Do not do that if you want it back fast. If you have money to spare and you can just give it to them and not expect anything back, that's different. But if you need the money, they're not going to give it back in any sort of quick timing, even though they might say they have the intentions to. Something happens where their intentions are not lived out. So that's what they have there for you. So many blessings to you. And then motivation, you are up next. So want to know what good is coming, Smith and your way with your love connection together for the rest of this year. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Well, you have the Knight of Swords coming in here. And the Knight of Swords is there's this block with this 9 of Wands. The Knight of Swords is what is needed to happen to get through this blockade. You can see they've got a bandage on their head. They've been trying to break through this barrier, keeping to do the same things, right? And when we keep, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And so I just feel like what's coming for your guys, the love connection, it's that there has to be a change of mindset. There has to be this release of expectations, these, supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's, these long list of things that has to happen in order to be lovable and acceptable. Because expectations are what suck the life out of a relationship of any kind, because we're focusing on who someone's not being, what someone's not being, who I'm not being. And and that's not conducive for growth. That's like overwatering a plant. It's just going to rot the roots and it's going to kill it. It's going to die. And and so keeping doing the same things as we've done before isn't going to work. It's going to require change of mindset, freedom, and begin to focus on who someone is instead of who someone isn't will help us. Can you imagine a relationship? I talk about this every once in a while, where all you do, you don't focus on who someone's not being. You only focus on your own mind, what you're grateful for, and even share it with the other person. At one thing every day, just sincerely with an example of what you appreciate in someone. So if I said, motivation, what I really appreciate about you is you never give up on your friendships. When friends try to push you away because they're going through difficult times and they are scared, you push through and you make sure that they know they're not alone, and you've saved friends' lives, like so and so, and you know who that is that you've done that for. And I just love that about you. Can you imagine hearing something different every day? And someone's like, wow, it makes you want to do more. It makes you want to share more of who you are, rather than, you know what you didn't do today? You know how you failed me? Well, it makes you want to do less instead, right? So that's an important message that's coming through there for you, motivation. So hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Magana, hello, hello. Excuse me. So you want to know, is there anything significant coming towards you here? Well, you got the Hierophant and the Two of Spheres, the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like there's two things that are coming forward to you here, and you're going to have this choice. Something that looks really good on paper, really good to the mind, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be, the must be. And the Hierophant is like your higher self drawing you to see things from a clearer perspective. What's the capital T truth of who you want to be, what you really want in life, and what you want to share? Because this two of spheres, the two of pentacles, on one hand, it's like, well, this is everything on this checklist that my brain thinks I'm supposed to do. But your higher self is going through your high heart. This is what will make your life feel full. That's the other one. So one looks good on paper, but one your heart is super excited about. So you do have this coming. There's no wrong choice. There's just because if you choose the one of your mind where that's the existing option out of fear, we'll get tired of that eventually. Because eventually we do get tired of existing and we want to live. This is living, this is existing. If we choose this, we'll just circle back around and it'll come back around going, here I am again. Here's this other existing, but here's an option to live. And you're like, man, okay, back around. Eventually the ugly feeling of not, of, existing compared to this joy of living makes the fears outweighed, and then we eventually choose that anyway. So hopefully that helps, but that's what's coming through for you, Magana. So many blessings to you. Right, let me just bring some more of these over here. So Madam Bird, you are up next. I know I say that every time. Excuse me. Let me just move some of these over. A few more to go here. Right. There we go. Just take a sip here. All right. So, Madam Bird, you'd like a general love reading for this weekend. All right. Well, I like here you're working through your fears about your expectations around love because the Three of Swords, that is expectations equal disappointment. It's our heartbreak card, and our fears are all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that we feel we have to live up to, that other person's supposed to be, how the relationship is supposed to unfold and be, and blah, 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 right? But the Ace of Swords is connecting to see the capital T truths of the higher realm, which help cut away these small T truths of fear of the Three of Swords. So I just feel like this weekend is like this adventure in disappointment. I know. Yay. But it's good for you because as you realize, why is that important? Why did I want that? Does that mean anything? What story? Because the swords are our thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, but our story, the stories I'm putting to things, when someone says something or doesn't say something like silence or ghosting or whatever, or does something or doesn't do something, we have a story. Oh, that means blah, 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 fill in the blank, right? And we're like, why do I feel that that has to mean that way? Well, I grew up thinking that. Saw it in movies, experienced it with family members or friends or whatever. And that doesn't mean that needs to mean what it means. I get to change my story. And this is the power that's being granted to you with the Ace of Swords is I get to choose my story and what it means. So I feel like you have some opportunities come up where you're just like, they're not being, or these people aren't being or responding the way I want them to. But why is that important? What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. I can release responsibility and connection to this. I don't have to define myself by other people's actions and words, right? Or lack thereof. So I like that. I feel like it's a great opportunity to molt some of your Madam Bird feathers and get rid of some stuff that has been around for a while. So some new feathers can grow in a different way, if that makes sense. All right. So that's what they have for you, Madam Bird. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Lioness, you would like a love I think you mean love reading. You want love trading. I'm like, this is not that kind of website. This is not that kind of channel. I'm just kidding. So you want to know about love, a love reading. I know that phone autocorrect, I tell you. Um, there's some interesting things that get going between friends and everywhere else, right? But I like this because you've got the Sun card and the Magician card. A lot of fire. First of all, there's a lot of passion coming in here with all of this. The Magician is like this. This is the magic. This is like whatever you focus on. What is drawn in here, and there's a lot of victory, a lot of, like I said, brightness that comes with this. Two very powerful cards, two major arcana too. And I feel like one of the big things that you learn through this, and if you're a Leo, if you're the lioness, because you're Leo, of course, the Sun card is Leo energy. Just a little side note, but what you learn through all this, I feel, is significant because major arcana represent major things in our life. But the power of our focus of our energy, right? So if I'm focusing on that I'm missing love in my life and I want love, and that's what I'm focusing on, my energy is telling the universe not to bring me love, but to keep it from me. And it's interesting when you discover this because if my energy is of missingness, then I'm telling the universe, I really enjoy missing things. Can you push things further away and even take more things away? So I miss them even more. And they're like, order up, baby. And then, or for our wantingness, I tell the universe, I really enjoy wanting, not having, because if you gave me it, then I wouldn't want it anymore because I'd have it. So can you keep it from me? Yes, absolutely. We'll do that for you. Right. What we can do with our energy instead is whatever we focus on, we attract. And so if I focus on gratitude for love, then it's drawn to me. And we can do that by writing down lists of past loves or things that I love about a character in a movie. But if we put it out physically in a journal and just saying, these are the things I loved about my past relationships. These are the things I love about a relationship. And then start having gratitude, creator, and spirit. We can ask once, right? Hey, I really would like to have a relationship, but I trust you. You're going to bring the perfect person in the perfect way, in the perfect timing. I release it to you. I start having gratitude about it, right? I see it in my mind's eye of the perfect love coming into my life. How do I feel when that I see that? And then the energy of gratitude that I focus on and the physical action. Then that helps raise my love vibration, and then I draw it in faster and it comes in this way rather than focusing on lower vibration and I get things pushed away instead, right? Or I focus on lower vibrational experiences and I draw those to me because that's what I'm focusing on as well. So hopefully that helps, Linus. That's what they have for you right now. But I feel like it's very transformative. All right. And then Moonlight 5, you are up. So happy Friday to you. I am doing fine. I hope you're doing fine. And so you have a question today. You're taking a risk. What is your ex thinking about you and us these days? Uh-oh. Well, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, and the Page of Cups, which is new love. And, there also is this the Seven of Pentacles is when you get the fruit of what you planted, you kind of think, well, that's not really what I thought. I thought that's what I wanted, but it didn't turn out that. Let me try growing something new and different. So I feel like they're, really looking at how they've changed, how in the beginning they planted an apple orchard of love, right? Then the apples came and they're like, why did I want an apple tree? Because I'm not feeling satisfied with these apples, right? And they realize, oh, it's everyone else was telling me they love apple sauce and apple fritters and apple pie and blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh, okay. So it's because everyone else was telling me what they think I would like. But I don't want apples. I want guacamole. I want, to plant avocado trees. So I wanted something different. Has nothing to do with you, you provided them the apples that they were wanting, but it just didn't satisfy them on the inside. And so that's important for you to know too, is that, you know, what we are wanting out of love is different, than what they're able to give as well. The Page of Cups is this energy of, the chalice, the Holy Grail is what they hold in their hands, which is when we turn inward and upward, that's where we find the love that we're looking for. When they grow that avocado and get the guacamole, they're gonna be like, "Well, I got this, and then it's what I thought I wanted. It's what I was craving, but I'm not satisfied with that either." No matter what tree they plant in the outside world, they're gonna realize it's not making them feel full till they turn inward and upward. And this is the kind of thinking that's going on. I mean, they're thinking, "All right, that's not what I wanted. This is what I want." And they'll keep going, "And this is what I want." Okay, well, maybe this is what I want until they realize the outside world can't please them. And it's a good reflection for you too, right? Some mirrored reflections. So that's what's going on right now. I feel like they're just on their search, trying to find the perfect orchard, which they'll never find on the outside world. So that goes thereby goes their journey, right? All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then Happy Pill, you want an August reading. So, of course, August readings came out last Sunday. So, if you haven't checked those out, make sure to check that out. The playlist is on my main page, and you can check that out. I also posted them at the beginning of the chat and the end of the chat on the morning session if you want to jump to those two. So, it looks like a very joyous August. You got the Three of Cups, which is joy, celebration, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is, the tune of for you, the fortune. Your human is very happy with the outcomes coming in August. A lot of joy, a lot of celebration, fullness. That could also mean finding a tribe. The Three of Cups is joy and celebration, connection to your spiritual posse, but also kind of finding your people, even if it's just three of you, three peas in a pod, where you meet two like besties that you'll be friends with for the rest of your life. You guys just get one another. And but it definitely feels like an abundant, full August for you with all of this energy coming in, realizing that with the Wheel of Fortune, it's whatever unfolds is always for us. But there's also periods of time where our human goes, "How is that for me?" Well, this Wheel of Fortune means even our human is on board with what unfolds in August. So it feels very beneficial and very full. And that's the basics that they have here for you. But definitely check out your August monthly. And if there's a specific area of your life that you wanted to zero in on, the beginning of the video, there is a little chart that shows what planet rules over what area of our life. And if you have your birth chart, like, well, I want to know what love looks like for August. Well, you go check out where's your Venus. If it's Venus is in Capricorn, then you go check out the Capricorn monthly, and that's all going to be about your love that's happening in your life. You can apply it to that area of your life. So more details if you want to check that out. Right. So many blessings to you. And then QV Love, you are up next. So, you like my haircut? You like it? I've been cutting my own hair for decades, and it turned out okay this time. So thank you. I appreciate the feedback. All right. And QV Love, you wanted to know if the parents you know are your real parents. No, none of our parents are our real parents. They're just characters representing the divine masculine and feminine from creator to us, right? I know that's not what you're asking. You wanna know, are they my real parents? Am I adopted? I know sometimes I wondered that growing up because 'cause I'm so different from my family that, I thought, um at one point, I thought, "I wonder if I was adopted," but I look so much like my brother, and when I'm by my mom, I look like my mom, when I'm by my dad, I look like my dad, and it's like, there's no doubt I'm not adopted, they're my parents. Sometimes I hoped, and I'm like, well, that'll explain a lot. But, and also is my mom's a Pisces, my dad, water Pisces, my dad's a fire Sagittarius, my brother is a Earth Taurus, and I'm an air Aquarius, at least in our sun signs. Four different elements. I go, no wonder we were so different. But you got the Ten of Wands, and you've got the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is about seeing things from a higher perspective, capital T truth, to show you who you really are. And the Ten of Wands is like an ending and beginning of energies. So it almost would feel like here with this Hierophant, just that alone about seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing the truth of things, that possibly not, um, that maybe one of your parents is not your parent, if that makes sense. But the Ten of Wands is like, they are your perfect parents because you chose them in this lifetime. You chose who your parents are going to be, both your birth parents, and if they're not your birth parents, then you still chose that these would be the ones that would select you. But regardless, they are chosen. And I feel like what's important with this Ten of Wands is to readjust and change your focus onto why, what's at the root of wanting to know. Because that's what mine was, is like I felt like people didn't understand me. I was different. I went about things differently, and I felt like I didn't fit in. And so it's that stuff that I wanted to face and experience. I felt very alone growing up, but I chose my family. And at some point, when I started my shadow work, I really looked at, why did I choose my mom? And I'm like, okay, she's very spiritually, she's a Pisces, so she's very spiritually focused. She always wanted to teach. She taught Sunday school and stuff. She didn't go to college or anything to become a teacher, but she liked doing that kind of stuff in Sunday schools. And so I was like, okay, I see that piece of her. She very caring, very giving individual, um, when she's not in fear. And also, I learned about mistrust and the pain and the victimhood of being cheated on and stuff, through her. And then my dad, I'm like, okay, my dad's Sagittarius, and so he's very much a people person, and he was a salesman. He knew people. He was funny. He was humorous. I mean, he is. He's still alive, but um, that's the energy that I had, and I'm only combine them together, then here I am. I feel like I'm joyous. I love humor. I love teaching. I love learning. I love communicating. So I really am this characteristic of them joined together. Even though I felt very alone growing up, I still had these characteristics that I saw and grew up with. So I like that, awareness coming in here for you, QV Love. But I feel like there might be like one parent that maybe isn't, but ultimately it's like the real truth is that these characters, they're just characters. In a past life, you were probably one of their mothers, one of their fathers. We've lived so many different lifetimes with so many different individuals. Chances are we were a bunch of different things to these characters. But when we realize the actor behind the characters is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, then we go, okay, you guys are here for me for a reason. Why did I choose you? I feel like that'll be this Ten of Wands is the transformation of where you're investing energy and understanding, Okay, let me find out why I wanted you here. Whether you are, I mean, you are the perfect character to be with me because you're here. So I wanted you here for a reason. Now I can ask, why did I want you here? Whether you're the real, the one that I was birthed from or not, they're the ones that you've called forth to be in your life. So they are your real parents in this moment, if that makes sense. So wow, that went a little deeper than I thought it would, but there you go, QV love. Hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. And then it feels you are up next with five Z's on the end. Will your sister settle in nicely and have a good college life at her new college? Angel message. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we've got here. I know that didn't sound very convincing, but let me show you. Because I saw that the Ten of Swords. That's not bad. The Ten of Swords is letting go of expectations and um, living life in a different way. We got the Six of Spheres, the Six of Pentacles, which is this balanced giving and receiving, um, which is kind of a victory card in a way because they have enough where they're able to help others. But I feel like once they let go of a lot of the expectations, the supposed to be's, the should be's, the need to be's, the have to be's, they settle in. But if they have this idea of how everything is supposed to be, they're going to hit with some disappointments when they realize, you know, to let things go. Especially, this is one of the big times in our life where sometimes when we grow up in an elementary school, especially if we're in a specific type of city, you know, we all grow up with a lot of the same beliefs and thoughts and approaches ish. And then we junior high, high school. But when we go to way to college, we're really introduced to people with a lot of different thinking, professors, everyone else, a lot of different things where we're taught to question our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets. And so in the beginning, it's kind of like a shock. And we're like, because we're thinking, well, surely everyone thinks this way. And well, lo and behold, no, they don't. And so we have this challenge. These days with the internet, it's a little different than earlier, a couple decades ago, because it would be like you had no idea until you ended up being around a bunch of different people. Now we're inundated so much with people's opinions in social media, but in person kind of shakes things up a little bit too when we realize sometimes we think the internet, oh, that's out there. But when we're like experiencing it right here in front of us, we're like, wow, so this is real. People do think that way. Okay. And I feel like that they will settle in with that Six of Pentacles, but they're having some great ahas happen too. So that's what's coming in for you, feels. So many blessings to you. Right. And then eucalyptus body wash. You want angel messages? Let's take a look here. What do they have here for you? Wow. So we have the Ten of Swords in the other deck, but now you have the Ten of Swords in this deck and the Page of Cups. So this angel message coming in here has to do with higher love with the Page of Cups. And the Ten of Swords is about letting go of all these, the people pleasing, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, trying to be someone um, because we think that's who we're supposed to be lovable. And that's what we grew up with, right? But there is this questioning, this changing of mindset, the releasing of expectations, the changing and altering of these thoughts and beliefs of the shoulds, the supposed to be, the need to be, the have to be, the must be, into could. It could be that, it could not be. Either way, it's fine. And the Page of Cups is about finding a newer love, a heightened love, raising the love vibration. So you're letting go a lot of thoughts and beliefs that have about yourself and your self-love and self-worth that are falling away, that allows you to raise your love vibration and allows new love to come in. So it's like your angels are saying, for a moment, forget what all the humans are telling you and listen to how we feel about you. Eternal, unconditional love. Nothing you can do to lose it, nothing you can do to earn more of it. You have 100% of it already, and it's eternal, it never ends. So there are no roles around receiving that love. It's just the humans that have conditional love, not eternity. And so when we realize that our conditions are these thoughts in here, I can release myself from these 10 of Swords conditions. And then I release everyone else. Because when I have myself under all these rules, guess what? I become God's little sheriff. I'm going to make sure everyone else is obeying my rules, even though everyone else has different rules. And how do we appreciate when other people try to impose their rules on us? We're very happy about it. Not. So that's what's coming in for you, Eucalyptus Body Wash. Hopefully that helps. All right, many blessings. Right, and then Anne Jenkin, you are up. What is the relationship between Michael and Jamie? Let's take a look here. All right, well, we've got the Four of Swords, so there's this mental stability that goes on between the two of them. So there seems to be just some equal, balanced communication that goes back and forth between them with that. And the Queen of Cups is a lot of deep emotion, but it's kind of more below the surface. I don't feel like it's been so much expressed that they have a lot of suppressed like emotion towards one another. Just feel like it's very subconscious, very below where they stuff it, and but they have this communication and this peace of mind. But there's something here about there's just it feels very deep, just very subconscious, not unconscious, because I feel like they're conscious of it, but it's like it's not spoken of. It's like friends who start having feelings for one another, but they don't want to screw up the friendship. It's that kind of energy that I'm feeling that comes in there, right? I used to have friends that would be like, "You ever thought about dating?" And I'm like, I much would rather have you be my friend for life than be like my boyfriend or girlfriend for, a year, 7 weeks, whatever. And they're like, touche, touche, yes, let's just keep it that way. Because, if individuals, if like the max relationship I had was anywhere between 1 and 3 years, I'm like, it's at this point in my life, they're not. That's my long term. So it's interesting. But anyway, that's what's coming in for you there. And so hopefully that helps. Right. And then etc. Hello, hello. So your question is, how does James' midlife crisis feel about you? How does his midlife crisis feel about you? Or how does he feel about you as he goes through his midlife crisis? Right. Well, there's a lot of emotion going on here. We have the Five of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And so there's a lot of emotion, and we just had the Queen of Cups. I've been having those a lot where they're going back and forth after one another. Because we had the Queen of Cups in the Black Tarot here a moment ago. But this is a lot of emotion below the surface. She gets a second portion of emotion, which is this she's the master over emotion because she's got two parts of cups. And the Five of Cups is a transformative card. And it's a change. It's from lower vibration to higher vibration. And they've got a lot of emotion that they're transforming from beneath the surface. So they are going through a lot of processing of emotion. And I feel like it's not just you that they are kind of just upending everything, and it's like they're just digging up everything and evaluating whether they want to keep it or not, and what does it mean to them. I don't know, and a lot of emotional confusion that's being worked out with all this. But I don't feel like they've come to a lot of conclusions about their emotions yet. I feel like they're more so focused on their fire, their passion, their outside world, their thinking. The emotions, I kind of feel like, are that I'm looking at a closet over here, like the closet door over, like, I don't know if I really want to go in there yet. I'm going to do with the stuff everyone can see, what I can see. Then I'll go into that room, into that closet to find out what's in there, that emotional closet that we have, not like gay closet, emotional closet. Just saying, it's like a room. Let's say it's a room, right? That's full of emotion. They're like, that door's closed. I will look at that later. They're putting that as like last on their list. So things are kind of like paused. I feel like whatever emotions are there are just kind of like frozen in time, going, all right, well, they're existing. Not sure where they're going to go. And that's the kind of energy that I feel is coming in. So hopefully that makes sense, etc. But that's what they have. So many blessings to you. Right. And then musical beer, you want to know, what does CB think of you? Non-romantic. All right. You know, we've got here the death card and the Six of Cups. The death card with the Six of Cups is all about this past life connection. And it's interesting because there's something about you that they're just drawn to, and they're like, I don't understand it. It's like an energetic connection. Like you said, it's not romantic, it's not love. Well, it's at its core, it's emotions from past life connections that are coming up, but it's not like um, physical attraction. It's not, you know, conscious. It's like they just feel like, I don't know what's drawing me towards you, but there's something about you that it just feels familiar, feels at home. And it's because you guys have had many lifetimes together in different capacities. Lover, yeah, maybe even brother, sister, parents, different things throughout life, where there's all this combination of all this emotion, and they don't understand. The death card, of course, is death and rebirth, reincarnation, with the Six of Cups, past life connections. And so that's what I feel. A lot of what's coming up is they're like, I don't know why I'm drawn to you. And if they keep on approaching you or being around you, they're just like, they just can't help themselves, because I feel like there's this magnet that just draws you guys together. I don't feel like it's supposed to be romantic or anything like that. I just feel like there's all this energy that's existing there, and it's expanding in our everyone's lives too. Over this last year, I've noticed that in a lot of my readings, I get a lot of past life connections making themselves known, even among existing friendships and family and stuff where you didn't feel it before. It's like the veil got a little more open, so we can see a little more into our subconscious, which is where our Akashic record connection to our past lives is. And I feel like that's a big piece of what's coming in there. So hopefully that makes sense, musical beer. That's what's coming through. So many blessings to you. All right, everybody, hang in there. We just got a few more to go here. So Ashvin Ray, hello, hello. So you want to describe your spouse characteristics and when you'll meet her? Great. Oh, and thank you. So many compliments on my haircut. Thank you, guys. You're going to make me blush. All right. So um, the the matter of when, you know, is being kept kind of a little way out of here with this here. They're telling you some characteristics, though. So the King of Pentacles is a grounded energy. They're very full of life. They really are someone who gets how the outside world works. And so I feel like they're secure. They've got abundance, feelings of abundance, of self-worth, which flows out into they're comfortable. They've got a solid foundation of the outside world, even solid foundation with family and friends. And it just feels their outside world is very grounded and secure with this King of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands is an energy of that they also are like the sun. They're very comfortable with who they are. So they don't ask permission to shine and be themselves. They are themselves, and they don't dim their light for anyone. They are who they are, and people respect that. And because they are comfortable with who they are, that's what's brought him into this comfort of the outside world too. because the belief of their self-worth is reflective into their outside world, but they're not allowing the outside world to define them. They're define themselves on the inside, which has all this abundance that's attracted to them from the outside world. So I like that energy coming in here. I'm not getting anything on timing right now. Um, you know, when usually if I don't get any messages around timing, it means there's a large range. And of course, we talk about lower vibrational energy slows things down, higher vibrational energy speeds things up. So the more we can release our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that make us feel small and limited and low and dump emotions that don't serve us anymore or transform them, that as we raise our love vibration, then we're drawn in sooner. Otherwise, it's a slow boat that we're taking to get there. So, sorry, I wish I had more there for you, but that's what's coming in there. So many blessings to you. And then MMC, you want to know, does R think of you? Let's take a look here. All right. Sometimes, Nine of Pentacles is the hermit's journey about being alone and being self and independent. But then they have the Lover's card too. So they think about being together. So they do go back and forth between the two of being independent and alone, and then also what it would be like to be in a relationship. And, it's kind of like this going back and forth. Almost feel like they have this, like growing up in the last relationships they have, like when they're single and they look and go, oh, I wish I was in a relationship. When they see someone in a relationship, they get sparked, they get in a relationship, and then they see their friends who are single. They go, gosh, I wish I was single again. I like that independence. And then they are, and then they see people who are together in those moments, and they're like, oh, I wish I was in a relationship. So I feel like they go back and forth and back and forth. But I feel like one of the big things that keeps them going back and forth between the two is this feeling of restriction when they're in a relationship. And so I feel like what changes them from wanting to be not in a relationship is this, not like an open relationship, but a free relationship where you're appreciative of who someone is. Lot less expectations, and you're just like, well, this is all that I would like from you, everything else is fine. And then they're like, all right, I can do that, and then it's like, cool. But not having like all these roles of supposed to's and shoulds and need to's, and you need to text me every day at this time and blah blah blah, and I want you to respond and within 10 minutes, and not all these rules. You just want to be like, you know what, all I like is that, for safety reasons, that we are only the ones that get intimate with each other. Is that cool? And they're like, yeah. And like, other than that, I just like regular communication. Whatever. What does that mean to you? And I'm cool with this, right? And it's like, I just want to get to know you, blah blah blah. It's like really just having kind of this free flowing type of relationship without a lot of restrictions, I feel is what will keep them from going, oh gosh, I feel trapped, I feel caged, I wish I was out in the wild again, so, but that's what's coming in there for you. So many blessings. All right. And then Tharan S, hello, hello. So you want to know, does Pravina love you? Her thoughts on you. All right, let's take a look here. They do here, they do. The 10 of Pentacles is like one of my relationship cards. So they do love you. They do see you as, a partner that can make their life feel full and complete. Their thoughts here with the 9 of Swords, you can even see it's like a little bit of, it's called the Nightmare and Insomnia card. So I don't know what you're doing to her, but you scare the crap out of her. No, I'm just kidding. The 9 of Swords is their own fears. It's not you scaring them. But it's like they fear, and it's not. I don't feel like it's you that have created the fears, like your interactions with you. I feel like these are things that they felt and experienced growing up that they fear, like, that they'll be abandoned, they'll be left behind, they'll be cheated on. All these things they experience growing up and seeing parents and different people experience, they've got all these fears in regards to a relationship. And so they do have these, and then because they've had them, they've drawn them to. So she might have had some relationships where people was self-fulfilling prophecy, but it happened, and then because she's focusing on it, she draws it to her. So she has those experiences, and she's like, I knew it, right? And so these fears have been reinforced. And so they do have this care. They do see it all, but there's some fears that they really can work through and release themselves from so that they don't have so many triggers regarding, being betrayed, being let down, being left behind, being abandoned, these types of energies that come in. So that's what they have for you right now, Theron. So, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? The only thing you can do is be consistently you and give unconditional love. And through consistency, prove her wrong, prove her thoughts wrong, prove her if that's not who you are, then show her that's not who you are. You can't just tell her. Her inner child wants to see, like, it doesn't trust people because they know that their inner child knows people have said a bunch of stuff and didn't do what they said they're going to say. Show me who you are is the big thing I feel coming in. All right. That's what they have for you. And then lastly, but not leastly, we've got Sean G. If I missed anyone, my deepest apologies. I will be back in less than 2 hours for this evening's session. After I'm done, I'll post a quick comment listing the order which all the readings were completed so you can find your reading more quickly. And then, like I said, I'll be back tonight and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and then also tomorrow and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So, Sean G, guidance for the rest of the day. I got the Page of Wands and the Nine of Cups. This is all about go for it. Jump that energy into living the dream. What are you holding back for? What's holding you back? What are you fearing? The Nine of Cups is dreams come true. The Page of Wands is extra effort and emphasis. Put it into living your dreams, especially your emotional dreams. It's like, do it. What are we waiting for? Take a leap, take a chance. What's the worst thing that could happen? Clarity, right? And if something doesn't work out a certain way, you find a different way, and you have different experiences. So there's never any wasted experience. And I feel like this is them saying, jump in and enjoy the transformation that comes for you, because that Page of Wands is heightened, upgraded energy as well that comes in. So very powerful, happy, fun cards. Live the dream, live it up, is what I feel is coming in with that. So hopefully that helps with what you were looking for. All right, Shanji, so many blessings to you. And thank you guys also so very much for all of the thumbs up and your patience in getting to these readings. Very much appreciate you all. And remember, as you're going through every second of every day, that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.